Haas team principal Guenther Steiner has suggested a rule change that would introduce 2 qualifying sessions to F1. Haas boss Guenther Steiner is in favor of sprint races in F1 as they bring an interesting dimension to the sport, but has suggested tweaks to the format that would improve race weekends. The final sprint race of the 2022 season will take place at the Brazilian Grand Prix this weekend, with F1 set to expand from 3 to 6 sprints in next year's calendar. Sprint qualifying is still in its infancy after being introduced during the 2021 campaign, and has received mixed reviews across the paddock. Steiner is firmly in the camp of supporting them, but the Haas team principal has an idea that could provide more entertainment for F1 fans on race weekends. The current schedule for sprint weekends includes a single Friday practice session before the standard hour-long qualifying, which dictates the grid for Saturday's sprint race. Results of the sprint race then decide the grid for Sunday's Grand Prix. This means that Saturday's second practice session is rendered futile because teams cannot make any changes to their cars after Friday's qualifying. Therefore, Steiner has proposed a change that includes 2 qualifying sessions to avoid a moot session on Saturday. "I'm in favor of more sprints as it makes the overall race weekend interesting by having qualifying on Friday," Steiner said. "What I like even more is having qualifying for the sprint on Friday and qualifying for the main race on Saturday morning, as the free practice currently isn't very meaningful for anyone. Then on Saturday afternoon you have the sprint, followed by the main event on Sunday." He added, "It's a race like any other, but it's shorter and with 8 drivers rather than 10 scoring points. I'm in favor of more sprints as it makes the overall race weekend interesting by having qualifying on Friday." However, world champion Max Verstappen opposes the sprints and strongly believes that Sunday is race day. The Red Bull driver prefers the traditional race format and thinks the risk of damage on the Saturday sprint makes drivers overly cautious before Sunday's race. "Every time I do these sprint races, it's about don't get damaged, make sure you stay in the top 3, Verstappen said. "For me, that's not really a race, because you go into the main race and you know there are way more points available anyway, you just risk a bit more there, you do another start, which is exciting, but it's only really people who are out of position that move forward because only you put a tire on that just lasts a whole stint and not much happens. I don't understand what the problem is for that, because we've had so many exciting races, so you don't need to add 1/3 of a race distance. Everyone is so careful anyway, because if you are fighting for third and you have a little touch and you drop to last, you know your Sunday is going to be tough. Probably you won't risk it, so that's not really a race."